got some questions sent in. Let me leave that up while I pull the questions up. And I'm going to focus on 9.1 because that's what the test, and let me go ahead. That's all the test is going to cover. I think I've already taken off 9.2. One of y'all check your assignment and see if I took 9.2 off. I think I did. It's just going to be 8.1, 8.2, and 9.1. So y'all check right quick your assignments and see if I took 9.2 off. I think I did. So your test will cover 8.1, your Unit 3 test, or 4 tests, last test, will cover 8.1, 8.2, and 9.1. It may cover 9.2 also. I can't, y'all need to tell me. Y'all look and see. Well, I can look. Hold on. 120.23. I can't remember if 9.1 or 9.2 covers N. As long as it covers N.
I know it's 9.1 has N in it because I did that homework the other night.
Okay. Yeah, I took 9.2 off. So make a note. You're only responsible for 3 sections of homework, and that's all you're responsible for on the last test. And I don't know if I've already loaded that test or not. Yeah, already done it right there. Oh, it came up today. All right, so there's your last 2 tests right there. All right, so, all right, this came from 8.1. This is 8.1, number 9 in the book, number 1 online. Remember, 8.1, the only thing you're pretty much responsible for in 8.1, as I said in the videos, is P hat and Q hat, and what is it? NPQ is greater than 10, and PQ over the square root of N is your sigma. Y'all check me on that, P hat. Yeah, this is all that you're responsible for 8.1 and 8.2. So going into this question, if you watch the videos, I've told you 8.1 and 8.2, you're going to be dealing with these guys. So what do they give us? They say determine mu of x bar. Well, mu of x bar is going to be the mean. Well, we'll get to that. From the given parameters of the population and sample size. Mu is equal to 75. Sigma is equal to 9. Oh, this is the one where they do the square root of, okay, of N. Okay, that's what this one is. And N is equal to 81. So they don't give you P hat here. This is where you do, this is where you find your new z-score. So in this case, let me go ahead and pull this question up. And I'll pull it up in just a second on the visualizer. Yeah. So you're going to use, I'm just going to pull this up, have to go back and forth to the visualizer. There you go. Sigma over N. I forgot about that one. So your sigma for your sigma x bar is equal to, in this case, it's going to be sigma, which is 9, over the square root, I think it was what, 81? which is equal to 9 over 9, which is equal to 1. So sigma x bar is your new standard deviation is 1, and your mean is going to be 75, because remember, they're equal to each other. So therefore, if you draw a $75, I think I did this one in class, did I not? I remember the 1, 76, 77, 78, 74, 73, 72. Miss Carver, didn't I do one of these? I think I did. So you have two. You have one in your notes, and you have one right here. So check and make sure I did one like that one. I think I did. So 75 would be this. Oh, let me get out of that. 75. And my mean is, my new standard deviation is 1. And that's it. That is a test question. So, Miss Carver, did I do that one? Ah, heck. I'm all over the place. Sorry. I don't remember that exact question, but you did do one. Okay, yeah, I did do one because I remember that the standard deviation came out to be 1, just like this one. So that's how you do that one. So also in 8.1, this is 8.1. 8.1, I forgot. You got to remember, sigma x bar is equal to the standard deviation over the square root of n. I forgot that one with all these other ones. I think this is more of 8.2 right here. Okay? So that's that. That's a good test question because it's short and sweet. Next question, 8.2. 18/7. Okay, this is p hat because it's 8.2. Remember, p hat, 8.2, q hat, NPQ is greater than or equal to 10, and your sigma of p hat is equal to PQ over the square root of n. Okay, just to remind you, because they're probably going to ask you those things. So, it says, according to a survey, 29% of adults, that's P hat, 0.29. Therefore, Q hat is going to be 0.71. So now I can find, so I need y'all to do this. What's the N? N is 600. N is equal to 600. So I need somebody. Now I'm going to do it in my head. Let's see. What is this close to? 30%. So 600 times 30% times 70% is greater than or equal to 10. Well, 10% of 600 is what? 60. So that would be 18, right? That would be 18 times 70%. And 10% of 18 is 1.8. And 1.8 times 7, well, good gracious, 2 times 7 is 14. So 14 is greater than 10. One of y'all do the math. Tell me what y'all got when you did 600 by 0.29 by 0.71. Tell me what you actually got. It'd be around 14, but what did it come out to be? Oh no, that's not right. You didn't hit the decimals, girl. 600 times 0.3, 0.29 times 0.71. 123.54. I got 14. You sure they ain't supposed to be 12? Okay, 10% of 600 is 60. Oh, 60 times 3 is 180. Okay, 18 times 7, that would be right. You got it, I didn't. 123.54. 123.54. Now, what did I tell you? I told you that most of the time, 90% of the time, this was going to be okay. Remember me telling you that? Because they're not going to give you one that's going to be, different. Your new sigma is equal to 0.29 times 0.71 over the square root of 600. Go ahead and figure that for me. Somebody figure that for me right quick. 0.29 times 0.71 divided by the square root of 600. Tell me what you got. I don't know if they're either asking that or not, but 0.0084. 0.0084. That's going to be used, that's your denominator for your new z-score in the next part B. Okay, so write that down as your denominator for your z-score. Okay, so I think the only thing they wanted here, I think they wanted the 0.29 and 0.1019. Well, I thought we just figured that. 0.019, that's not that? Or is that the right answer? I don't know if that's the right answer or not. Should be. I can't change it. Check answer. Why can't I change it? All right, well, let's go ahead and do that. Should be 0.019. Where did they get that from? I did 0.29 times 0.71 divided by 600. I don't know if that 0.019 is correct. Unless, go ahead and do that calculation one more time. 0.29 times 0.71 divided by the square root of 600. Because I get 0.0, you got 0.0084. I don't know where that 0.019 comes from. That's the same thing. So I'm questioning that 0.0. Okay, let's move on to B. B says, what is the probability more than 32%? So they got to do a new z-score. So more than 32%. So let's go ahead and do we know that the mean is equal to 0.29. They're saying that the standard deviation. Okay, what did you do different? You got the answer now. What did you do? Did you... Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so it's the whole thing, square root. I must have wrote it down wrong. I'm sorry. Did I write it down wrong? Should be the square root. Sorry. There. My bad. I didn't write the square root symbol. Okay, so that's 2 cents. So that would be 29 plus 2 cents is 0.31. 31 plus 2 cents is 0.33. 33 plus 2 cents is 35. 29 minus 2 cents is 27. 27 minus 2 cents is 25 and 23. Now they're saying they want to know what is above 32%. So they want to know this area. So I got to get a z-score right here of 0.32 minus 0.29 divided by our denominator, which is 0.019. So do that for me. And that's our new z-score at 32%. Tell me what you get. You know, Mr. Brooks, you could type these in and answer quicker since you got a microphone. I'm going to turn my video on. Negative 14. Are you sure? Check that one because I think it's going to be, that's not 14. That's a positive. Negative 32, that's not a negative number. There we go. 1.58. Now take your handy dandy calculators and do a normal CDF of 1.58 to 9999 if you have an old calculator. If you have a new calculator, you would type in 0.29 for your mean, 0.019 for your standard deviation, and then go from 0.32 to 9999. And tell me what you get. 4 digits, please. I'm not going to pull up the calculator because it just takes too long. Tell me what you get from 1.58 to 9999, or 0.29, 0.019, 0.32 to 999. It's going to be more than that because I'm at 2.35 here, and that's half of 7. I mean half of 13, 6, and that's going to be more than. Check it one more time. Oh, you're right. I'm looking at the wrong one. 0.0571. 0.0571. And I didn't turn that video back on. 0.0571. Okay, now we're going to do the next one. It says now do between 27 and 32. So I'm going to do that in peach. Between 27, or that's not peach. Between 27 and 32. We already got 32. 32 is 1.58. So now do a z-score for 27. 0.27 minus 0.29. There's your negative. 0.019. Do that one for me. And that's going to give us a z-score at 0.27. Z-score at 0.27 is equal to what?
I got 1.05.
Negative, right? Okay, so
yeah.
1.05. So somebody take your normal CDF and go from negative 1.05 to 1.58 and tell me what you get. .7961. Good job. And that's a test question. Remember, draw a picture. I've told y'all since the first day. Draw a picture. All right, that takes care of that one. Now we can get to 9.1. I think this is 9.1. Let's see. I don't know. Really? Y'all gonna send questions the last day? I can get to them tomorrow. That's all I can do. 9.1, 4 slash, or 11/4. 9.1. Instead of doing homework, you should be attending class via the video. But I'm not going to say anything. Okay. Determine the point estimate of the population proportion, the margin of error, the following confidence interval, and the blah, blah, blah. What's the confidence level? Did they give us a confidence level? Determine the point estimate of the population, the margin of error, for the following confidence level. Oh, they've given us a confidence interval. I'm sorry, not level. All right, first thing you're going to do here is you're going to draw the confidence interval. Lower bound is 0.095. This is a test question. Less than or equal to p hat, less than or equal to 0.345. Okay, and n is equal to 1500. All right, well, first of all, we got to find this. Well, take this, 0.345, and subtract 0.095. You're just finding the midpoint. So that's 5 minus 5 is 0. 14 minus 9 is 5. And 2 minus 0 is 2. And divide that by 2. What is 0.2, or that is, I'm sorry. No, that's the margin of error. Yeah. So divide that by 2, and that's going to be 0.125. So 0.125, yeah, make sure I did that right. Take the upper bound minus the lower bound, that's the range, that's the distance. The distance between here and here is 25 cents. Well, let's check. 25 cents plus 10 cents is what? 35 cents. So yes, that's the range. The range is equal to 0.25. Divide that by 2, and that's the middle. So 0.125 is equal to p hat. Q hat is equal to 0.875. Now, what is the difference between 0.125 and 0.345? Well, let's do that. You already know 0.345 minus 0.125, 0. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 3 minus, 22. Should be 22. It should be 0.225, but so that is your margin of error. Let's see. If what is 0.13 plus 0.22? 0.35. What is 0.13 minus 0.22? Right there. So I've just found my margin of error and my p hat, and all I did was find the range. Take your range divided by 2. Range divided by 2 is equal to p hat. And then your margin of error is going to be equal to your upper bound. I didn't show you this because this is just real easy stuff. Subtracted by the upper bound subtracted by point estimate, your p hat. And that's equal to the margin of error. So the point estimate is 0.22. Well, I got that. No, 0.064. No, 0.22. Okay, I got them backwards. 0.22 is the margin of error. I'm sorry. 0.22 is the p hat. And this is your margin of error. Had them backwards. So let's type in the margin of error. I got 0.125. Yep, I had them backwards. Range, these two subtracted. See, the math is real easy. You're finding the middle. Okay? Well, dang, I had 0.22 right there, and I put margin of error. Now, why did I do that? That's your p hat. And then your margin of error is going to be this from that, or this minus this, whichever, because that's in the middle. So you just got to find the difference between those two. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So if you want to find the margin of error, I mean the p hat, you got to find the middle right here. And to find the middle, you got to find the distance between these two. And that's where I got 0.25. The distance between the two is 0.25. Now to find the distance, if the distance from here to here is 0.25, then if I half that distance, that'll give me the middle. And the middle is 0.22. That's your p hat. Okay? Now, take that away from this, and you'll get your 0.125. So 0.125, margin of error, would be your upper bound minus p hat. So that means 0.345 minus 0.22, so 0.345 minus 0.22. And that should give you 0.125. So it's kind of like your midpoint. Find the midpoint, and then once you find the midpoint, subtract it from the upper bound, or add it, or take the lower bound from it. Either way. The number of individuals in the sample with the specified characteristic will take 0.22 and multiply that by 1,500. Somebody do that for me. I think that's what they're asking. So what's 0.22 times 1,500? Well, 10% would be 150, so that'd be 300. And then 1% would be 15. 330? Somebody,
that's what I got.
330? I think you said that. Yes, 330. Now this is a test question because, again, it's sweet and to the point. Okay? 9.127/7. 9.127/7. Okay, this one says a random sample, and I'm just going to go ahead and just put this right below the question. A random sample of 1,015 adults, or 1,015 adults, in a certain large country was asked, do you pretty much think blah, blah, blah. Of the 1015, okay, there's p hat. So p hat is equal to 534 over 1015. Somebody give me that number. Give me 3 digits. 534 over 1015.
0.526.
0.526. Therefore, Q hat is equal to 0.474. So 53% and 47%. I'm going to do 50% in my head. NPQ, did they give us the NPQ? Oh, N is 1015. So 1015 times 50% times 50% is going to be half. That's 1,000, and half of 1,000 is 500. So 500 is greater than what? 10. So that checks. And I don't know what else they're going to ask, but that's just some of the stuff that you're thinking about while you're doing the problem. It says obtain a point estimate. We already did that. And we did that. I did that in my head, so you need to make sure that you fill that in, because I did that right here. Right there. And I did 0.50 and 0.50 in my head. You do 0.526 and 0.474. Okay? Whatever that comes out to be, I think that's what they've got right here. 253.085, which is greater than or equal to 10. And the sample size is less than or equal to 5% of the population size. Population is 1015, so the sample size is equal or less than 5%. So that would be, yeah, that would be right. Now, let's get to C. That's the part I want to test you on. 95% confidence level. So turn to your index card. Give me the Z-score for 95% confidence level. Somebody, Ms. Carver, do you have your sheet? 95% confidence level. Give me that Z-score. That is 1.96. So that's your Z-score. Z sub alpha over 2. Now remember our formulas for the stuff that we need, okay? Remember our margin of error. Margin of error is equal to the Z-score times, y'all have to remember, is it the square root of N PQ over N? Y'all help me out there. And then N is equal to, I'm having to remember, Z-score over, oh gosh, margin of error raised to the second power times, what's the only thing left? P times Q. Y'all help me out. I think those are the only two those are the only two formulas that we did in 9.1. So if you watch the videos, you know that margin of error, check to make sure that's the formula, please, with your notes. So if I want to find the margin of error, I'm going to type in 1.96 times, is that the right one? Okay, square root of 0.526 times 0.474 divided by the square, or N is 1015. Okay, so I'm just going to ask y'all to type that in, and that's going to be margin of error. So what is that? Let y'all type it in. I'll try to get as many as I can. Y'all may need to watch the video tomorrow for 12010, because I'm going to try to, I'll have more time to go over all of those, all these questions. I don't know if I'll get to the two sent in today, because y'all need to be, you don't need to be sending in questions today. You need to be watching the video today, but I'm not going to go into that. Tell me what you got. Y'all typed it in yet? .0291, so 3%. Margin of error is 3%. .0291. And that's all I care about. I care about finding P hat, Q hat, getting a 95% confidence level, and finding the MO, the MO, and the N. Okay, so now that we got the MO, we can figure N, which they don't want you to because they've already got 10, 15, they already got it. So .0291 is your, so 2.91% or .0291 is your, that's going to be your answer. Okay? So there is a, so you would do .0291. I don't know what they're asking here except for, oh, I know what they're asking. Let me go back to the, so P hat is what, .526? So I'm going to do this in green because this is, I think, is what they're asking, the confidence interval. So .0291 is your margin of error. So I'm going to add that to .526. So plus 0.526 for the right side and subtract 0.0291 for the left side. So let me just take my calculator and do that. So 0.526 minus 0.0291. So 0.4969. 0.4969 less than or equal to P hat less than or equal to, and then 0.526, and we did this in class, 0.526 plus 0.0291, 0.5551, and that is your confidence interval. I don't know if that's what they're wanting or not, but it looks like to me that that's what they're wanting. And it all depends on, it says do without. Do you pretty much think television are a necessity or a luxury you could do without? 534 indicated that television is a luxury they could do without. So it's a luxury they could do without. I'm looking for the difference here. There is a blank probability, the proportions of the adult. We are, this B, we are 95%, I was trying to see the difference between the two. Between point, what does it say, round? What does it say round to? It doesn't say round, does it? 3 decimal places? Yeah, 3 decimal places. 0.496, which would be 0.497, 0.497, and 0.555. Between 50 and 56%. It must be a rounding error. Okay, they got 495 and 557. I would be lenient with you on the test if you got this close. I'm happy with that. Just have to check my answers and see. I don't know if I went with what y'all gave me or.
I think the margin of error might have been like 0.30 instead of what we did, 0.29.
Okay, that's probably why. Okay. Well, y'all see how to get it. I mean, you just put it on the right, you add it, and you subtract it on the left. Okay. I don't like these A through D. A through E? Really? Is it possible that a supermajority, more than 60% of adults in the country, believe that television is a luxury or could do without? Is it likely? It is blank, blah, 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 that they could do without because 95%. Well, this is 50% to 56%. They're saying more than 60. Okay? Is it possible that a supermajority? Yes, I would say anything's possible. Possible but not likely, maybe, because you're saying between 40 and 50 and 56%. Because the 95% confidence interval does not contain 0.60. That's what I would say. Oh my gosh. Use the results to part 95% confidence level. Believe that tells center and that lower bound. We already did this. 0.495.
Priority 1
Upper
message coming
bound.
in on secured channel.
0.557. Okay, well, I don't know what they're asking for. Unless they're asking for. No, I did upper bound and lower bound. 443. Oh, believe that television is a necessity. Okay, you would go back and do it. I'm sorry, I've read the question wrong. I thought they were asking about these. So what would be, that would be Q hat. Q hat is 0.474. Okay, so take 0.474, oh shoot. Take 474 right here and add did you say 0.03? Did you say it was 0.03, Mr. Brooks?
Yeah, I think it was 0.03.
0.03 even or 0.03 with some change? What did it come up to be with you? 0.03 what?
It was 0.0307, so you'd round up to 0.031, I guess.
031, thank you. All right, do me a favor. Add 0.031 to 474, and Miss Carver subtract 0.031, and that's where they're coming up with that answer for E or whatever. So what's that be? 0.505?
That's what I got.
Okay, so if you were doing the complement, which would be a necessity, I don't know how to spell necessities with two necessity. I don't know. Anyway, so that would be 0.505 less than P hat, well, Q hat, less than, what'd you get when you subtracted, let's see, that would be 47,443. 0.443. That's how they got that answer. They subtracted it with the Q hat. All right, next one. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. What time's class over? It's already over. Let me try to do 9.141/10. 9.141/10. Hopefully it'll be a short one instead of A through Z. In a poll, 37% of the people polled yes to a question, are you in favor of the death penalty of a person convicted of murder? The margin of error was 2%. And the estimate, how many people were surveyed? This is N. So this is going to be pretty simple. At least it ain't parts A through E. Where is my, hold on a minute. My visualizer disappeared. Okay, first of all, N is equal to P hat times Q hat times, I think it's squared, y'all check me, be Z over the margin of error squared. All right, 95% confidence level. Remind me, did you say 1.64? What was it? 1.96? I think you said it was 1.96. So N is equal to, P hat is 37.37 times 0.63. Z-score 1.96 over margin of error is what? 0.02. I need y'all to crank that out for me. And remember, round up. I don't care what the decimal is. Round up. Somebody crank that out for me and tell me what you get. Give me the actual decimal so I can write it down. What is the actual decimal?
I got 22.84.
I don't think that's right. Because that 196 divided 1.96 divided by 0.02. I don't know. Unless I got, do I have the formula written down?
Oh, I didn't do the squared part.
Oh, you didn't do the square? I got a huge number. Well, it's supposed to be around 1858. So I think that's right. I don't know if it's right or not. What'd you get, Miss Brooke? I'm going to say 2239. Oops. 2239. Ding! 2238.69, and you would round that up to 2239. If you were an overachiever, you would do 2,300 or 2,500 people. That's a good, I like that test question because it's short and to sweet, and you don't have to answer A through E. So I like that question. If y'all don't mind, y'all don't have anywhere to go, I don't. I'm going to go ahead and try to finish as many as I can. Is that okay with y'all? I'm going to try to finish these two right here. Huh? (9.17/2). I think this is short and sweet too. Yeah, this is short and sweet. Compute the Z-score, 85% confidence level. So we don't have this on our index card. I told you that you would see some that drop below 90, and that's just because they're just getting you to practice. So I need y'all to do a Z-score for me. Hold on, and I'll do it right here. So I'm doing another Z-score because it's not on your index card. So 85% confidence level means an alpha of 0.15. Alpha, and this is confidence level, so 0.85, so 0.15. So alpha over 2 is equal to half of 15 cents is 7.5 cents, so 0.0750. So I need you to put normal, CDF, no, I'm sorry, inverse norm. inverse norm of 0.0750, give me 2 digits. And remember, it's absolute value. We don't care about the negative. So what is it? Inverse norm 0.0750.
1.44.
And that is your z-score. That's a good, okay, we just had 2 good test questions. Short and sweet. Next. This is 9.127.7. I will tell you right now, I do not like these. Now, they're good questions for homework, but as far as a test question, the previous 2 questions are a whole lot better. A random sample, we already did one like this. Yeah. So p hat, first thing you're going to write down, as I told you in the videos, p hat is equal to 523 over 1012. Somebody give me that. 523 over 1012. I think we've done this one. Q hat is equal to, so give me 3 digits on the p hat. What do you get? 0.517. Therefore, Q hat is 0.483. I know we've done this. Okay? Now, you can do the 50%, 50%. I'm going to let y'all do that. I'm not concerned with this. NPQ, make sure, and it is over. It's going to be, it can be assumed, because if you saw, it would be like 1,012 adults at a blah, 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 blah. 2,042 indicated that, well, you can't have 2,042 because there's only 1,000. So that would be the type question you're talking about. So most of the time, the sample size can be assumed to be less than or equal to the population size. That's going to happen all the time, pretty much. And then you just multiply NPQ right here. Now it says 95% confidence level. 95% confidence level tells us 95% confidence level by our handy dandy index card tells us 1.96. Now, I don't know what they're asking for. I can't remember, but I believe they're going to ask you for a confidence interval. So that means I need my MO. My MO is equal to my z-score times the square root of PQ 0.517 over 0.483 divided by N, which is 1012. All right, somebody crank that out for me. MOE is equal to 0.517 times 0.483 divided by 1012 raised to the 0.5 power times 1.96. What do y'all get? .031. So that's 3.1% is equal to the margin of error. Now, p hat is 0.517. So I'm going to add 0.031 and subtract 0.031. So somebody do that for me and give me the two answers. .517 plus point, I can do that one in my head. That's 0.538. Somebody do the subtraction for me. I know that 52 cent minus 3 cent is 49 cents, so it's going to be 4.548. Okay, I haven't bashed this is 548. Okay, 548 and 0.486. Now let's do Q hat, because they're going to ask for Q hat. Oh, sorry. I suck. So Q hat is what? 0.483, so 0.483 plus 0.031 is going to be 0.514. 0.514, somebody check 514. And 483 minus 0.031, 452. I don't know if they're going to ask that or not, but yes. Okay, so you got a 95% confidence level that you're going to fall between 0.486 and 0.4548. That's the answer. So we are 95% confident that we're going to fall between 0.486 and 0.548. There we go. We finally got the percentages rounded right. Okay, and is 60% fall in there? No. So possible but not likely, because does not contain 0.6. And the lower bound for Q hat is 0.542. 0.452. Well, there's my zip code. 0.452 and 0.514, if I did my math right in my head. Now, each one of these questions, C, D, and E, I like C and E, are good test questions. C and E are good test questions. Okay? Now that takes care of all those questions that were sent. I'm going to look at this right quick, see if they're short and sweet. This is 9.14110. %, of the, yeah, this is short and sweet. This is going to be your N. N is equal to, and I can't remember, that's 190, that's Z, that's P hat, Q hat, times the Z score over margin of error raised to the second power. Thank you. I think that's what, yeah. I think that's what you meant. Yours came in kind of quirky. Okay, now remember, if they don't give you, remember this, if they don't give you P and Q, then you use 0.25 right here. 0.5 and 0.5 is 0.25. Remember that. If they don't give you PQ, then you use 0.5 and 0.5. Remember me talking about true false? One's true, one's false. That's what goes there, and that would be 0.25. Remember that. If they don't give you PQ, you just use 0.5 and 0.5, which this would go to 0.25. So remember that. Okay, so anyway, so P is 0.69, therefore 0.31. I'm going to let y'all crank this out. What kind of 95%? 0.505. What kind of interval? 94%. Somebody give me the z-score for 94, please. %. Look on your index card. 1.881. All right, y'all crank out the math and round up. Let me know what you got.
I got 303.
Okay, what did you get, Miss Carver? We'll go 303. See what she got. I'll type it in. Yep. Good job. 303. And let's check that last one. Y'all are good sports for hanging this out. 9.1, 37/9. We've already done this one. I remember 9. Might be another section, but I remember 9. The only reason I did that last one, because that was a test question. This is a test question also. Researcher wishes to estimate the percentage of adults who support abolishing the penny. What size sample would be obtained? Wishes 4 percentage points. Okay, somebody give me 90. The reason they don't know how to do these questions, I guarantee you they haven't done the index card. But anyway, what's the index card say for 90%? %, index card. You said 1.645. 1.645. That's z-score. So they want to know n. N is equal to point. Okay, they don't have any percentages. So 0.5 times 0.5. I can't believe I just told y'all that a while ago, and that was the question. Times the z-score 1.645 over margin of error is 0.04 raised to the second power. So that's going to be 0.25, and that's what I was telling y'all a while ago, of 1.645 over 0.04 raised to the second power. Crank that out for me and round up.
I think you might need to use the 0.38 that they used in section A.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, well, this is what you would use if they didn't give you A. This is kind of like misleading. They don't give you one, and then they say A. That's okay. All right, so let's just say what if no P hat or Q hat. All right, now we're going to do it. So N is equal to 0.38, 0.62. This might be what B is. Oh, okay. Thank you. This is B. I like the question. I don't like the way they're delivering it. So A is 1.645 over 0.04. Somebody do this math for me and round up. Miss Carver, did you do B? What did you get for B? Did you round it up? Okay, there it is, 1645. Okay, which one's which? 423 is B. 423 is B. And 1645, oh, that's 1.645. All right, what's A? Did y'all get A yet?
I got 399.
Let's check them and see. A is 399. And B is 423. I wish they would deliver the question a little bit better. This would be a good test question. I don't like the way they do this. They should have done without first, because the question is leading you to know P hat and Q hat. So I think it'd be better to put B first. You'll see what I'm saying? And then say, what if he used a previous, but anyway. All right, so that takes care of all those questions. We went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions, I think. All right, so let's shut her down. Now, remember, do y'all have any questions about the next couple of days? Y'all know what's going to be on the test now. 9.1, 8.1, 8.2. And the test is already ready. I'm going to save this as 120.23, and I'm going to put 9.1 because it was mostly 9.1 homework questions, and therefore the 110. Make sure you read the or watch the 120.10 video, because they may send me some more questions overnight. But I think I've just about answered all your homework questions in 9.1. How many questions y'all got in 9.1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6, 7. I did 7. How many y'all got? Let's look at 9.1. 9.1 homework. This is 120. Yeah, I thought I just did y'all's homework. So, yeah, 11 questions. I did 9. All right, any questions? Y'all good? Okay, well, remember, please fill out evaluations and rate my professor on all your teachers. Please do that for me. And if you got any questions, just text me, or if you want to Skype about a question, that's all I'm going to be doing this week. Just hit me up, text me and say, I want to go over a question. I'll be glad to do that. What about the final? What about it? It's already up. It should be up. Let's look and see. Yeah, I already got it on there, I think, and it's got, we can look at it as long as y'all, you know, there it is. It's cumulative. It's going to be on all the tests. I'll tell you what, I'll go and show you. Instructor, course tools, assignment. It'll tell me on this how many. I think I covered 3 and 7. I think I pull a lot of 3 and 7. Yeah. Well, it says 3 through 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I didn't put any 9 on there. Unless you want me to put 8 and 9 on there, I will. I can go back and change it right quick. You want me to put 8 and 9 on there? She's typing something. If you change it out for older chapters, I don't think I did. I don't understand the question. Let me just look. Preview. It covers 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It does not include 8 and 9. She's typing something, Mr. Brooks. I don't know if you see it or not. I was saying I'm fine with you putting 8 and 9 in it if you exchange it for older chapters. No, Miss Carver, that ain't the way it works. I know what you're saying. You want to go over fresh material. No, I'm going to go over 3 through 7. So, and I'll look, see how many's on there for you if you want me to. Preview. There's 24 questions. So that's not too bad. There's no bonuses if you're going to ask that. So there's all of them come off the, this looks like MPX. That's and means what? Multiplicative. That's chapter 7. Chapter 7. This looks like z-scores. Yeah, that looks like z-scores. NPX, binomial, since it's equal to, that will be precise, binomial PDF. That's probability. That's pretty simple. That's correlation. Airline failure component cache free. As a result, airline components utilize something called triple module. 0.0072, and the system utilizes the component part of the model, assuming that the blah 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 of all 3 components. Yeah, this is just basic probability right here. Box plot. What is a box plot? If the median is to the left of the center of the box, that's skewed what? Right. So I saw 2 questions so far that is basic. Correlation, 4. There were 2 correlation questions and 2 easy questions. So I see 4 questions so far that are simple. What is the probability of obtaining 11 tails in a row when flipping a coin? 11 tails in a row. That's going to be very low. That's going to be that'd be 1/2 raised to the 11th power. That'd be chapter that would be chapter 4 or 5. That's a pretty simple question. It's going to be about 0. because you're not going to flip a coin 11 times and get tails on each one. That's going to be about 0. 19% of the population, if 2 people are randomly selected, hopelessly romantic. We did this one. What is the probability of at least one? Okay, that's pretty simple. 19%. Okay? If 2 people are randomly selected. Okay, compute the range and standard deviation. Oh my gosh, that's a calculator question. I see 6 questions that are real basic. You suspect a 6-sided die to be loaded. We did this one in class. And conduct a probability experiment by rolling 400 times. Well, what's 400 divided by 6? Well, 420 would be 70. So around 70, 60 or 70 for each number. Looks pretty fair to me. So I would say yes, because the values have a, what does it say? Do you think the die is loaded? No. Because you're looking for a big number somewhere like 120 or 100 or 11 or 111. You're looking for something out of Wampus. 7 questions that are pretty simple. The graph to the right, uniform. Oh, come on now. So the probability that the friend is between 5 and 10 minutes. Well, 5 to 10 is 5. 5 times 1/30 is 1/6. Okay, that's pretty simple. We did that in class. We did a couple of these in class. I'm not going to constitute. Yeah, I am going to constitute. That's 8. 8 easy ones. Find the sample variance and standard deviation. 9. That's a calculator question. Now remember, what's sample? Is sample S or is sample sigma? S. So it's going to be B and A. If it said population, it would be sigma and sigma. That's a trick question. But it's a simple question, but watch it. 18. That's another Z-score question, chapter 7. No. Yeah, I think chapter 7 is a Z-score. Oh, 9 or 10 questions. What can be said if the slope is negative? What can be said about the linear correlation and the slope? It's going to be negative. A golf ball, this is a marble bag. If the ball contains 9 brown balls, 8 black balls, and 8 orange balls, find the probability the golf ball is brown or black. Well, that's going to be 9 over whatever the total is, plus 8 over whatever the total is. That one's pretty simple, but I'm not going to constitute it as easy. Pretty simple, though. I don't know why I'm sitting there spinning. Okay, this is a computer can be classified as either cutting edge or ancient. That's pretty true. Suppose that 92% of computers are classified as ancient. That means that 8% is classified as not ancient. Okay? 2 computers are chosen at random. What is the probability that both computers are ancient? I think this is your MPX. You got 92%. That's P. Now, I believe this is binomial. Yeah. It's chapter 6. 22. Okay, that would be 11. The mean and the sample mean. Find the population mean or the sample mean. What does it say? Population. So is it mu or x bar? It's mu. And you could do that just about in your head. That would be considered 11. So you're talking about half these questions are, challenging. Half of them are pretty much simple. That, you put that in a calculator and draw you a box plot, which I told you how to do that with the 5-number summary, and I showed you how to do it in your calculator. NPX, that's pretty simple. So about half these questions are easy, and half of them are pretty, not easy, but a little bit above easy. So Miss Carver, is that bad? That shouldn't be too bad. I can't believe I showed you the final exam. I definitely have to review. Okay. Well, you'll be okay. I'm sure you will make a good grade. All right. Do y'all have any questions for me? All right. Well, make sure y'all study, finish out, get everything done, and make sure you fill out the email evaluations on all your teachers, and do a Rate My Professor on all your teachers also. Y'all have a good one. You're welcome. Thank y'all for being good students.